On a quiet autumn afternoon, Elon Musk found himself driving through the countryside of Iowa. The scenery was serene, golden fields stretching far into the horizon, dotted with aging barns and wooden fences that seemed to whisper stories of decades gone by. He wasn't there for business or any high-profile event. Elon had decided to take a rare day off, exploring rural America and reconnecting with the world beyond boardrooms, launch pads, and factory floors. His sleek Tesla Model X hummed softly as it moved along the gravel road. Unlike the bustling cities he usually found himself in, the countryside brought a kind of peace that was both unfamiliar and comforting. But as he drove past a weathered farmhouse, something unusual caught his eye. A man, perhaps in his late 50s, was struggling to push an old, broken-down tractor out of a muddy ditch. Next to him stood a young boy, likely his grandson, anxiously tugging at the hem of his overalls. Elon slowed the car and pulled over, his curiosity piqued. He stepped out, dressed in a simple black t-shirt and jeans, blending in with the rural setting more than anyone would expect from a billionaire. The farmer barely noticed him at first, too consumed by his efforts to free the tractor. "Need a hand?" Elon called out, his voice cutting through the crisp afternoon air. The farmer looked up, wiping sweat from his brow. His face was lined with years of hard work, and his eyes held a weariness that told a story of struggle. He hesitated before answering, perhaps unsure why a stranger in a futuristic-looking car had stopped to help. "Well, if you're offering, I won't say no," the farmer finally replied, his voice tinged with both gratitude and embarrassment. Elon walked over, assessing the situation. The tractor was an ancient model, its once bright paint now a dull rust color. The front wheel was lodged deep in the mud, and it was clear the farmer had been at this for a while. "This thing's seen better days," Elon remarked, placing his hands on the tractor to help push. The farmer chuckled dryly. "That's an understatement. I've been meaning to replace it for years, but, well, times are tough." With a combined effort, they managed to push the tractor free. The young boy cheered, his excitement infectious. "Thanks, mister," he exclaimed, beaming up at Elon. "No problem," Elon replied, brushing the mud off his hands. "What's your name, kid?" "Tommy," the boy said proudly. "And this is my grandpa, Mr. Jacobs." Elon extended a hand to the farmer. "Elon," he introduced himself. The farmer shook his hand, his grip firm. "Appreciate the help, Elon. Not many folks would stop to lend a hand these days." As they talked, Elon learned that Mr. Jacobs had been a farmer all his life. But the past few years had been rough. Unpredictable weather, rising costs, and dwindling profits had taken their toll. The broken tractor was just one of many challenges he faced. "We're barely getting by," Mr. Jacobs admitted, glancing at the fields around him. "I've thought about selling the farm, but it's been in the family for generations. It's hard to let go." Elon listened intently, his mind already racing with ideas. "What if I told you there might be a way to turn things around?" he asked. Mr. Jacobs raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. "I'd say I've heard that before. People talk a lot, but talk doesn't plow the fields." Elon smiled. "Fair enough. But I'm not just talking. I've got some ideas that might help." Over the next hour, Elon sat with Mr. Jacobs and Tommy on the porch of their farmhouse, discussing renewable energy, sustainable farming techniques, and the potential for modern technology to revolutionize agriculture. He explained how solar panels could reduce energy costs, how drones could monitor crops more efficiently, and how advanced irrigation systems could conserve water while increasing yields. Mr. Jacobs listened carefully, his skepticism slowly giving way to curiosity. "That all sounds great, but I don't have the money for fancy gadgets and high-tech solutions," he said. "What if I invest in your farm?" Elon suggested. "I'll cover the initial costs, and in return, we'll work together to make this place a model for sustainable farming. Once it's profitable, you can pay me back. No interest?" The offer left Mr. Jacobs speechless. He looked at Elon, searching for any hint of insincerity, but found none. "Why would you do that for someone you just met?" he finally asked. "Because I believe in innovation," Elon replied. "And because people like you are the backbone of this country. If I can help you succeed, it's worth it." After some thought, Mr. Jacobs agreed. Over the next few weeks, Elon's team arrived at the farm, installing solar panels, setting up automated irrigation systems, and introducing cutting-edge equipment that made farming more efficient. He also brought in experts to teach Mr. Jacobs and Tommy how to use the new technology. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Within months, the farm was thriving. The crops were healthier, the energy bills had plummeted, and the tractor, replaced with a shiny, electric model, never got stuck again. But the biggest surprise came one sunny afternoon when Elon returned to check on the farm's progress. Mr. Jacobs greeted him with a wide grin, holding an envelope. "What's this?" Elon asked, taking the envelope. "Open it and see," Mr. Jacobs replied, his eyes twinkling. Inside was a check. But it wasn't just any check, it was for twice the amount Elon had invested in the farm. "I can't accept this," Elon said, shaking his head. "I told you, you only needed to pay me back the original amount." Mr. Jacobs chuckled. "And I appreciate that. But thanks to you, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. I've already sold our surplus crops for a record profit. This is my way of saying thank you." Word of the farm's success spread quickly. Other farmers in the area began adopting similar technologies, inspired by Mr. Jacobs' story. The small town, once on the brink of economic collapse, experienced a revival as agriculture flourished. As for Tommy, the young boy who had once cheered over a free tractor, he found a new dream. "I want to be an engineer like you, Mr. Musk," he told Elon one day. "I want to build things that help people." Elon smiled, ruffling Tommy's hair. "You'll do great things, Tommy. I can already tell." Years later, when Tommy graduated from MIT with a degree in engineering, he received a letter from Elon Musk. Inside was a simple message: never stop dreaming. The future belongs to those who dare to create it. And so, what began as a chance encounter on a muddy road became a story of transformation, proving that even the smallest acts of kindness can lead to the biggest surprises.